Welcome back to Take and Grow, your daily source for self-improvement, motivation, and unlocking your full potential. Today, we're diving into a topic that is absolutely crucial for transforming your social life, your career, and even your personal confidence: how to build your authority. And to guide us, we're tapping into the incredible insights of human behavior expert Chase Hughes.
Sophia, this is a game changer. I think when most people hear authority, they immediately think of power dynamics, social hierarchies, or even just being in charge. But Chase Hughes has a very different and frankly more empowering take on it.
He does, Marcus. He states that authority is comprised of 5 key elements: confidence, discipline, leadership, gratitude, and enjoyment. And the number one mistake, the biggest mental trap people fall into that ruins their success, is thinking that confidence or authority has anything to do with anyone else.
That's so interesting because it really challenges the conventional view. When I hear someone say, "I have authority here," my brain automatically goes to, okay, so they're above me in some pecking order.
Exactly. We automatically think in terms of social hierarchy. I'm above this person or I'm over these people. But Chase emphasizes that hierarchies and status are not related in any way to true authority and self-confidence. This is the biggest misconception that sabotages us.
So for the rest of our lives, we should actively avoid thinking about hierarchy, pecking order, and status? That seems almost impossible in modern society.
He says it's crucial. That's the number one thing that destroys your ability to build authority. Getting out of your head to the point where you never think about that social pecking order again. Because true authority comes from within, not from comparing yourself to others or trying to dominate them. It's an internal state, not an external position. This aligns so perfectly with our Take and Grow principles of mastering your mindset and building confidence from the inside out.
Wow, that's a profound mental shift. So if it's not about hierarchy and is so fundamental to influence, how do we actually develop more of this authority in our everyday lives based on these 5 elements?
That's what we're going to dive into. Chase has even spent 20 years building a survey to measure and identify where people are lacking authority. For our listeners, we'll break down each of these 5 elements, starting with the cornerstone, confidence. Let's start with the first element, confidence. Chase defines confidence simply as comfort.
Comfort? So it's not about being loud or outgoing, but about being at ease.
Precisely. If you've ever struggled with comparing yourself, wondering where am I on this pecking order, or how am I doing on this hierarchy, Chase's challenge to you is to only compare yourself in one way. Am I more comfortable than that person? The goal isn't to be better or higher. It's to be more comfortable in your own skin and in any situation.
That's such a practical way to reframe it. How do you actively cultivate that comfort?
The fastest way, he suggests, is to train your body to move slower than everyone else in the room and to speak more slowly, more confidently, more securely. This deliberate slowing down signals to your own brain and to others that you are at ease, you're in control, and you are not rushing. And confidence, he emphasizes, is 100% about permission. Do I feel permission to behave a certain way in this context? Most people wait for something external to tell them what they can or cannot do. But true confidence means I'm going to do everything I want to do. I don't need a permission slip to feel confident. It's an internal authorization, not an external validation. This is a huge step in mastering your mindset and building authentic confidence.
That's a powerful revelation. You're not waiting for someone to give you permission to be yourself or to act. Okay, what's the second element?
The second element is discipline. Chase defines discipline simply as your ability to prioritize your future self ahead of your present self.
That's a great definition. It's about making choices today that benefit who you want to become tomorrow.
And the simplest way to start hacking into discipline, he says, is to get dopamine from discipline. It's about creating immediate positive feedback loops for disciplined actions. He gave an example of setting up his coffee maker the night before. So when he wakes up, it's just a button push. He's giving his future self a gift.
So
It's not about grand, heroic acts of willpower, but small, consistent acts of self-care for your future self.
Exactly. He's developing a relationship with his future self, so he's no longer looking backward with regret, but with gratitude. He even hides $50 or $100 bills in his winter coats in spring, so he finds them later as a surprise gift from his past self. He becomes his own source of dopamine.
That's brilliant. So, what we perceive as discipline in others, like someone always going to the gym or eating healthy, isn't necessarily an ongoing battle of willpower. It's just a habit that started with a tiny bit of discipline.
Precisely. The fastest way to create a habit is to figure out how to get immediate dopamine from doing it. How can you set yourself up for quick rewards tomorrow? Lay out your clothes, prepare your meals tonight, organize your workspace before bed. Make it so when you wake up, it feels like a butler set everything up for you. That creates gratitude towards yourself, and it reinforces those success habits.
And how does that play into being more authoritative? Just having discipline?
Chase says you can feel discipline on people. If you and I are sitting in an airport, we can spot someone disciplined. They behave differently. They act differently. The same goes for confidence. Your brain has been spotting these traits for millions of years. All these things trigger our mammalian animal brain to say, this person is more followable than that person. When we see figures of authority, it's often our unconscious mind recognizing these inherent qualities, making them easier to trust and follow. So we've covered confidence and discipline. The third element of authority is leadership. And for Chase, leadership is about being more followable.
What does more followable mean in the practical sense?
It boils down to clear communication and completing your movements. He points out that some people do half movements. They'll reach for a water glass, but not quite complete the reach, or they'll gesture incompletely. This unconsciously makes them less followable and thus a less of a leader.
So even small, incomplete actions signal hesitation or lack of conviction. I wonder if people do that out of nervousness, not knowing what to do in the moment.
Exactly. Our brain starts doing these unconscious calculations. Am I going to pick up that water glass? Am I going to look comfortable? Am I going to look cool? When we're overthinking behaviors, we're living behind our eyes. Our experience is internal, not fully present. To be truly confident and comfortable, we need to be in front of our eyes, fully present in the conversation and our actions. Instead of overthinking, should I get a drink of water? It's, I want water. And then you complete that behavior fluidly. This is a critical aspect of taking action and improving focus. Next, the fourth element, gratitude. You might wonder how gratitude have an effect on authority.
I definitely am. Gratitude seems more personal, less about commanding influence.
But think about it. If we were still in that airport and I asked you to find somebody who's grateful, you'd probably spot someone with those subtle wrinkles around their eyes, a slight smile, just quietly enjoying the mundane act of walking through an airport. Gratitude, Chase says, it's like a waterfall into enjoyment.
So, it's not about being overtly expressive, but an internal state that radiates outward.
Yes, a person who is genuinely enjoying themselves doesn't have to be partying all the time. This isn't about high energy levels. It's about a mindset in the moment. If you're in the good mood, calmly enjoying the things you're doing, that automatically makes you more magnetic.
And magnetism, you said earlier, makes you more followable. So gratitude leads to enjoyment. Enjoyment leads to magnetism. And magnetism leads to being more followable. It's a chain reaction.
Precisely. Those are the 5 traits that make a person more followable and therefore more authoritative. They all work synergistically to create a powerful internal and external presence. By cultivating these, you can transform your social life and unlock your full potential. So as we wrap up today's powerful discussion with Chase Hughes' framework, it's clear that true authority isn't about power over others, but power within yourself. It's built on these intrinsic qualities.
It's a complete shift in perspective, moving away from external validation into self-mastery. The idea that simply moving slower or being more comfortable can project more authority is something I'm definitely going to try.
Me too. Think about where you can spread or climb these. How can you increase your comfort, prioritize your future self, complete your movements with intention, cultivate gratitude for the mundane, and find enjoyment in the present moment. These are actionable steps for developing success habits and building confidence.
It's about being present, improving focus, and creating a healthier lifestyle, which are all pillars of Take and Grow. By consciously integrating these traits, you become the kind of person others naturally want to follow. Not because you're demanding it, but because you exude authentic strength and positive energy.
If this episode resonated with you, if it sparked a desire to build your authority and transform your social life, please hit that like button.
And if you're serious about building confidence, developing success habits, and mastering your mindset, subscribe to Take and Grow for more transformative content. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this valuable advice.
We'd love to hear from you. Which of the 5 elements of authority, confidence, discipline, leadership, gratitude, or enjoyment do you feel you need to focus on most right now? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for tuning in to Take and Grow. We'll see you in the next episode.